In Parashat Shoftim chapter 18 verse 15 it says, "A prophet from your midst, from your brethren, like me," this is Moshe talking, shall Hashem your God establish for you, to him shall you hearken. According to all you asked of Hashem your God in Horeb on the day of the congregation, saying, I can no longer hear the voice of Hashem my God, and this great fire I can no longer see, so that I shall not die. So Horeb is another name for Har Sinai. This is when the Torah was given, it's talking about here. Then Hashem said to me, this is Moshe talking, they have done well in what they have asked. I will establish a prophet for them from among their brethren, from the Jewish people, like you, Moshe, and I will place my words in his mouth. He shall speak to them everything that I will command him, and it shall be that the man who will not hearken to my words, that he, the prophet, shall speak in my name, I will exact from him. But the prophet who willfully shall speak a word in my name, that which I have not commanded him to speak, or who shall speak in the name of the gods of others, that prophet shall die. When you say in your heart, how can we know the word that Hashem has not spoken? If the prophet will speak in the name of Hashem, and that thing will not occur and not come about, this is the word that Hashem has not spoken. With willfulness has the prophet spoken it, what he said, you shall not fear him. So one of the explanations of the verse, from your midst, from your brothers like me, is what Moshe said to the Jewish people. What it means is that just as I am from your midst, I'm from amongst you, from your brothers, from the Jewish people, he, Hashem, shall establish for you in my stead, when Moshe has died, another prophet, and this prophet will be like Moshe, as in this prophet will be from somebody who is amongst them and will be one of them, i.e. a Jewish person. And every single prophet, from prophet to prophet, that will be the case, that he will be from amongst them and he will be a Jew like them. So when it says, which I have not commanded him to speak, what that means is that maybe if Hashem gave a prophecy to another prophet, the prophet who received the prophecy is commanded to communicate this prophet to the Jewish people. Now, another prophet cannot, if he knew what that message was, he is not allowed to convey that message to the Jewish people. Each prophet is only allowed to communicate to the Jewish people that which he has been prophesied to by Hashem. It also says that if a prophet will speak in the names of the gods of others, what does that mean? Well, that means that even if there was somebody who was who was there and he claimed he was a prophet, or if he was a prophet even, but he spoke in the names of the gods of others, even if this person stated the law precisely, even if he stated something that is commanded in the Torah, that he's forbidden something that's forbidden, or if he's permitting something which is permitted, if he is saying any of these things in the name of the gods of other people, this person is not to be feared, and this person is not to be listened to. In fact, this prophet shall die, and how shall he die? He will die by strangulation. And as a side note, that if a prophet does receive a prophecy, he has to communicate the prophet. Now, it's also forbidden for a prophet to suppress his prophecy. He cannot refuse to communicate God's prophetic message to the people. He has to convey the message that he has been communicated to by God. And obviously, the prophecy that he communicates to the people have to follow, and also, of course, the prophet himself, he also has to follow the prophecy that he has conveyed. The prophecy that he conveys, that he received, is for himself and also for the Jewish people. An explanation of the verse that says, how can we know the word that Hashem has not spoken? If a prophet comes and he says that this thing is destined to befall you, it's going to happen, and you see that it doesn't happen, then obviously that's a word that Hashem has not spoken. So you kill him, because he's obviously a false prophet. And if somebody says he is a prophet, and he says to do such and such, and that he speaks in the name of the Holy One, blessed is he, and he tells you to do something, how can you know if he's a genuine prophet? Well, we've already been commanded that if this person, this prophet, whether he be a true prophet or a false prophet, if he comes and he tells us, and he comes to push us away from any of the commandments, we do not listen to him. Lo tishma lo, do not listen to him. Do not listen to him, and do not have any fear of him whatsoever. Do not argue in favor of him. Do not be fearful of him, and do not fear being punished because of him. If a person claims to be a prophet and is trying to push you away or encourage you to do things that are against what is commanded in the Torah, obviously this is either a false prophet or a prophet gone bad, so to speak. And if anybody would come and tell you to do what's contrary to the Torah, whether it be to break Shabbat, that the Shabbat is no longer valid, not to do Brit Milah, circumcision, not to do anything commanded in the Torah. If anybody claims to be a prophet and tells you that I am telling you in the name of Hashem, not to do this commandment, not to do this commandment, not to do this commandment, this means that this is something not communicated by God. You shall not listen to this prophet. You shall not heed him. You shall not fear him. You shall certainly not do what he says. And this prophet will surely die and will die.